All right, yeah, if you've been following the channel, I made a promise that one of my first videos was going to be me comparing the cost per build on 2K24, comparing that to 2K23 to see if there was a huge difference in pricing, expecting an inflation cost coming for 2K24. I attempted to practice the same formula that allowed me to get that total cost per build on 2K23. I tried to apply that formula to 2K24. We ended up finding that in 2K24, there's a whole new special type of finesse taking place. We finna get right into it. Y'all be sure to drop a like and drop a sub if you can. All right, y'all, I first want to explain the process that I took and how I went about it in 2K23. I would take each individual attribute, say your close shot here all the way on the left, and then I would increase it to its max limit, and I'll see the upgrade total price that you guys would spend in VC. I would jot that down, and then I'll lower this back down and move on to the next attribute, because we don't want our overall to increase, because well, it'll end up maxing out at 85 overall, which means that you're not going to be able to find out the cost from 85 to 99. So then I will just rinse and repeat, increase this next attribute, get a grand total. At the bottom you see upgrade, it cost me 10,000 VC, and then I'll write that down. After I finish each category, I'll then get the grand total for each category. I'll do this process for each individual category, getting the grand total per category, and then finally add up the total amounts of each category to get a grand total for the cost for the build. And as you guys see on screen, this is what helped me get the grand total for one of my main players on 2K23, going through each category, finding out the cost for each category, and then adding all of that up. You guys see in 2K23 on my build, it cost me 473,000 VC. I also used this formula to get the grand total on my 80s baby build, the build that had 80s across the board, and you see that build came out to a grand total of 462,000. But when I attempted to apply this process in 2K24, going up on each attribute, I noticed that my grand total came to about 172,000, and we knew ASAP that there had to be something wrong, because that's definitely deceptive and it's definitely not a grand total for total cost per build. Attempting to upgrade to an 85 overall, I'm at a 70 now. We'll just kind of fast forward until we get to 85. Upgrading each attribute individually with the same process that I did last year to get the grand total for a cost per build, it came to 172,000 VC. But if I attempt to upgrade to an 85 overall, as you guys see on screen, my total comes well over 172,000 VC. If you guys don't know, the video that I created last year about cost per build spread through the 2K community like wildfire. I also created a graphic that spread even further and extended the reach of cost per build. So 2K obviously made an adjustment to the point that you're no longer able to off rip figure out the cost of your build. You would only be able to figure out the cost to get you to 85, which is already spreading through the community like wildfire, folks saying that it costs less for each build. Right off rip, I said, that's impossible. If we know 2K, considering how much they're giving us in regards to gameplay, because they really are extending a huge effort in delivering a great amount of good gameplay within 2K24, that's definitely noticeable, and I commend 2K and the devs for making that happen for us. But the lack of transparency in 2K24, unable to see the total cost that you're spending on your build, makes me more curious to find out what is the total cost and how are they able to hide that total cost off rip. It was transparent off rip in 2K23 and 2K24. There's definitely a lack of transparency there. Why is that the case? I got to thinking, and maybe you guys could help me out with this as well, especially if you're already grinding in the 90s kind of overall area. If you're getting your player 90 and up, I'm curious to know how much you're paying for each overall upgrade, because I think that's where 2K is applying this new layer of finesse to the consumer base. I learned that going one overall point up will cost you about 4,000. Let's increase from 60 to 61. So we got the 61 right there, and that'll cost me 3,997. And that'll vary, it'll fluctuate depending on which attribute you upgrade. And we'll get this up to 61. And you see for this particular attribute, it'll cost you over 4,000. The other attribute cost me a little less than 4,000. This one cost me just a little bit over 4,000. But primarily it'll hover around the 4,000 range, no matter which attribute you increase. So the next thought was, okay, that means that they're applying a particular price to this level of overalls. Hopefully you guys are staying with me. I know this kind of is getting a little deep. So let's see what this looks like when we get into the 70s overall. I'm gonna attempt to get from 70 to 71 and we'll see how much that comes to. Right now we're at 40,167 at a 70 overall. I'm gonna increase my O board. We're gonna try to get to 71 overall, and we'll do this until we kind of get to see that number go from 70 to 71. So there we go. 70 to 71. So already you guys are seeing we were at 40,000. Now you're going from paying 4,000 for one overall point to in the 70s paying over 10,000 VC for one overall point. The next step I thought of was attempting to figure out what does this number look like when you get into the 80s overall, increasing your overall within the 80s. So as you guys see up top, we're now at an 80 overall, and we're gonna increase this cost. We're at 140,127. We're gonna raise this up until we get to 81 overall, so we can figure out how much 2K is charging us for our overall point within the 80s. So let's increase this up until we get to 81. Right there, we hit 81. Let's go back up. 150,000. Still, we're in the 10,000 area. Just a little over 10,000 VC to upgrade your player within the 80s. The grand total to upgrade to an 85 comes to about 189,000. 190,000 seems to be average for most of you players out there if you're upgrading to an 85 overall. But what's concerning and what I'm most worried about, and this is what I need your help with. I'm asking you guys to monitor the cost for the overall upgrade from 85 to 90, 90 to 95, and I'm not talking about the total from 90 to 95. I'm talking about for each individual upgrade, 90 to 91, 91 to 92, 92 to 93, so on and so forth. If anybody's out there that's willing to participate in this, it'll be a tremendous help. I'm going no money spent, so it's going to take me a while to get to this level, and I would like feedback from multiple players out there so that way I could kind of get a consensus and narrow down the cost per overall upgrade, as it looks like that's where we're headed now. I imagine in the 90s overall, you're probably going to be paying like 20 to 25,000 for each overall upgrade. And I'm also thinking that it's really going to skyrocket because there's rumors going through the community that they're paying 50,000 for one upgrade. So I'm thinking 95 to 99 is really going to cost you guys a bunch of money. Why did 2K decide to go this route when they were completely transparent for your total cost per build in NBA 2K23? I'm definitely curious to hear your thoughts of why there's a lack of transparency in 2K24. Don't get finessed out there. Be cautious with how you're spending your VC on 2K24. Wishing you guys the best of luck. It's definitely an exciting time to be a 2K player. I'm loving everything I'm seeing outside of this lack of transparency. I'm loving everything in regards to gameplay. If you guys are tired of running with randoms and you're looking for players to run with on NBA 2K, come on out and join our Discord. We'd love to have you. The link for Discord will be in the description below. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in, and y'all be sure to keep it locked right here at AllCity Live TV, because we got a bunch more NBA 2K24 news, information, and updates coming your way. Drop a like and drop a sub on your way out. I'll catch you guys on the next video or live stream. Easy, y'all.